Hello and welcome. You're watching Today in Parliament with me, Ashwarya, and these are the Parliament headlines. Rajya Sabha to discuss National Medical Commission Bill 2019 for consideration and passage. Bill seeks to replace 63-year-old Medical Council of India. Also in the upper house, Home Minister Amit Shah to move the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill 2019 for passage. Discussion on the repealing and amending Bill 2019 also on agenda. And in Lok Sabha, 3 bills listed for passage, including Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill and the POCSO Amendment Bill. Three key bills are listed in today's agenda in the Rajya Sabha for consideration and passing. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will move the National Medical Commission Bill 2019 for consideration and passage. The bill seeks to repeal the Indian Medical Council Act 1956. The bill also seeks to reform the medical sector in India, to replace the 63-year-old Medical Council of India. The bill has a provision for making national standards in medical education uniform. It seeks to provide for a medical education system that improves access to quality and affordable medical education and ensures the availability of adequate and high-quality medical professionals in all parts of the country. The bill was passed in Lok Sabha by a voice vote on Monday. And Home Minister Amit Shah will move the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. The bill seeks to further amend the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. It empowers the government to designate individuals as terrorists if the person commits or participates in the acts of terrorism, prepares for terrorism, promotes terrorism, or is otherwise involved in terrorism. It paves the way for the National Investigation Agency to seize the property as a part of investigation into the terror cases. The bill was passed in Lok Sabha on 24th of July. And Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad will move the Repealing and Amending Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. This bill seeks to repeal 58 old laws which are a source of inconvenience and trouble for the people. The bill was passed in Lok Sabha on 29th of July. All right, Kriti Mishra, our colleague, is now joining us live from Parliament. A very good morning, Kriti. Kriti, talking about Rajya Sabha first. Doctors are threatening indefinite strike against the National Medical Commission Bill as this bill comes up for consideration and passage in the Rajya Sabha today. You know, Dr. Harshvardhan has assured the country that the bill would bring major changes in the medical education sector, but, you know, they're threatening this. And also, the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill and the Repealing and Amending Bill is going to be moved for consideration and passing. How does the deal look like in Rajya Sabha today?
Well, Aishwarya, in the Rajya Sabha, very crucial bills would be taken up today. And as you know, the National Medical Commission Bill has been the cynosure of the government because the government has been talking about comprehensive reforms in the medical education sector. Earlier, we've also seen the government brought in the Medical Council of India bill that was also approved by Parliament. In fact, Health Minister Harshvardhan has already clarified on the floor of the Lok Sabha that this bill is anti-vested interest, it is pro-poor and will also give in more opportunity to the economically weaker sections of the society for the access of medical education. The government has also said that this will bring in transparency in the entire medical education system of the country and will also ensure that it is accessible to large sections of the society. So this is a very important bill that would come up in the Rajya Sabha today. There's another important bill, which is the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill. Remember, this highlights the zero terrorism policy of the zero tolerance policy of the government as far as terrorism is concerned. When this bill was getting passed in the Lok Sabha, Home Minister Amit Shah had said that this particular law will not be misused against any individual, but if any individual conspires against the sovereignty and integrity of India, he will not be spared. Another important bill to be taken up in the Rajya Sabha is the Repealing and Amending Bill. Remember, the government has said that it is ensuring ease of living for citizens of India, and Law Minister Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad had also said that since 1950 to 2004, only 1900 bills were repealed which were archaic in nature. But since the Modi government took over, more than 15 archaic laws have been repealed. So this particular amendment bill will also repeal 58 archaic laws. Those are of the British era. So important bills to be taken up in the Rajya Sabha today. Aishwarya?
Kriti, stay with us. We'll just come back to you. We also need to discuss about Lok Sabha. Well, talking about Lok Sabha today, 3 bills are listed in today's agenda in the lower house for consideration and passing. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will move the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. The bill seeks to further amend the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. It seeks to ensure timely completion of a debt resolution process and provide more clarity on the rights of stakeholders. The bill also provides for a deadline for the completion of a corporate insolvency resolution process within an overall limit of 330 days, including litigation and other judicial processes. The bill was passed in Rajya Sabha on 29th of July. And talking about other bills, today, Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad will move the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. Well, this bill aims to further amend the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, and this bill was passed in Rajya Sabha earlier. And Union Minister Smriti Irani will move the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019 for passage. Well, this bill aims to further amend the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, or the POCSO Act 2012. The bill was already passed in Rajya Sabha. All right, let's go back to Kriti Mishra. Kriti, talking about Lok Sabha now, there are 3 key bills that are going to be discussed in Lok Sabha today, including the POCSO Amendment Bill 2019. You know that this is a very important bill. It pushes for more stringent punishment for committing sexual crimes against children, and that includes death penalty. So very important day in the lower house as well.
Well, absolutely, Aishwarya. Talking about the lower house, as you've mentioned, there's a very important bill, which is a POCSO amendment bill that would tighten noose around all the culprits who conduct sexual offences on children. And in case of grave assault, even there's death penalty and stringent punishment in case of other offences against minors. So this is a very important bill that will be taken up in the Lok Sabha today. There's another important bill, which is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill. Remember, this bill provides 330-day deadline for corporate resolution, and that decision would be binding on all stakeholders, and this particular process has to be completed, including the entire judicial process. In fact, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that these amendments will bring in more clarity and also make the entire corporate restructuring process more smooth. So this is a very important bill that would be taken up in the Lok Sabha. There's another important bill, which is the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill. Remember, due to liberalization, privatization and globalization, there's increase in commercial disputes, and countries like Singapore, UK and France have emerged as hub for conducting for actually arbitrating and for conducting these international disputes. So India wants to be ahead in this race, and this particular amendment will bring in the Arbitration Council of India, that will be autonomous body and will provide for a timely time-bound settlement of commercial disputes. So this is another important bill that will be taken up in the lower house today. Aishwarya?
Indeed, and when passed, the government is aiming to make India a hub of arbitration. Thank you so much, Kriti, for all those updates there from Parliament. And talking about other business in both the houses today, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will move a motion for election in the Rajya Sabha to elect in such manner as the chairman may direct one member from amongst the members of the House to be a member of NIMHANS, Bangalore, subject to the provisions of the Act. And in the Lok Sabha, Secretary General is going to report 2 messages from Rajya Sabha regarding the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill 2019 and the Companies Amendment Bill 2019. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Today in Parliament. Do stay tuned. The proceedings of the Upper House are going to begin in a short while from now. Thanks for watching.